Erik the Viking is a 1989 British comedy fantasy film written and directed by Terry Jones. The film was inspired by Jones's children's book The Saga of Erik the Viking, but the plot is completely different. Jones also appears in the film as King Arnulf. Plot: the film is based largely upon Norse mythology. In the film's opening scene, Erik, a young Viking, discovers that he has no taste for rape and pillage, and suffers guilt over the death of Helga, an innocent woman. Erik learns from the wise woman Freya that Fenrir the wolf has swallowed the sun, plunging the world into the age of Ragnarok. Erik resolves to travel to Asgard to petition the gods to end Ragnarok. Freya informs him that to do so he must seek the horn resounding in the land of High Brazil. The first note blown upon the horn will take Erik and his crew to Asgard, the second will awaken the gods, and the third will bring the crew home. Keitel Blacksmith and his underling Loki are opposed to Erik's plan, because peace would end the demand for Keitel's swords. Keitel joins Erik's crew to sabotage Erik's plans. Halfdan the Black, afraid that peace will mean the end of his reign, sets sail in pursuit. Arriving at High Brazil, Erik and crew are astonished to find it a sunlit land whose people are friendly. Erik promptly falls in love with Princess Aud, daughter of King Arnulf. During one of the romantic encounters, Erik hides from Arnulf using Aud's magic cloak of invisibility. Aud has warned the Vikings that should blood ever be shed upon High Brazil, the entire island would sink beneath the waves. Erik and his crew defend High Brazil against Halfdan's ship. In gratitude for Erik's having saved High Brazil, King Arnulf presents him with the horn resounding, which is much larger than Erik had imagined. Loki steals the horn's mouthpiece, without which it cannot be sounded, and persuades Keitel to throw it in the sea. Snorri, one of Erik's men, catches them in the act, and Loki kills him. A single drop of the man's blood falls from Loki's dagger, triggering an earthquake that causes the island to begin sinking. Erik's crew, joined by Aud, prepared to escape in the ship with the horn safely aboard, but Arnulf refuses to join them, denying that the island is sinking up to the very moment he and the other islanders are swallowed by the waves. Aud, who was able to recover the mouthpiece by chance, sounds the first note on the horn. The ship is propelled over the edge of the flat earth and into space, coming to rest upon the plain of Asgard. Erik sounds the second note to awaken the gods, and he and his crew approach the Great Hall of Valhalla. Erik and the crew encounter old friends and enemies slain in battle. The gods are revealed to be petulant children who have no interest in answering mortal prayers. Odin persuades Fenrir to spit out the sun, but tells Erik that the end of Ragnarok will not bring peace to the world. Odin then informs Erik that he and his crew cannot return home, nor may they remain in Valhalla, since they were not slain in battle. Instead they are to be cast into the fiery pit of hell. Some of the Vikings who were killed in the sea battle with Halfdan attempt to save them, but even as they are drawn into the pit, they hear the horn resounding's third note, which flings them clear. Erik's crew, including the formerly dead men, immediately find themselves back in the home village. They are dismayed to find that Halfdan and his soldiers have arrived before them and are holding the villagers captive. Halfdan and his men are crushed to death by Erik's ship as it falls out of the sky with Harald the missionary aboard. As the villagers celebrate Erik's return and Halfdan's defeat, the sun rises, ending the age of Ragnarok. Cast: Tim Robbins as Erik, Mickey Rooney as Erik's grandfather, Eartha Kitt as Freya, Terry Jones as King Arnulf, Imogen Stubbs as Princess Aud, John Cleese as Halfdan the Black, Anthony Sher as Loki, Gary Cady as Keitel Blacksmith, Charles McEwen as Sven's dad, Tim McInerney as Sven the Berserk, John Gordon Sinclair as Ivert the Boneless, Richard Ridings as Thorfinn Skullsplitter, Freddie Jones as Harold the Missionary, Tsutomu Sekine as Slave Master, Samantha Bond as Helga, Danny Schiller as Snorri the Miserable, Jim Broadbent as Ernest the Viking, Jim Carter as Jennifer the Viking, Neil Innes as High Brazilian, Alan Surtees as Thorfinn's dad. Filming and production, home media. Principal photography took place at Shepperton Studios. Some footage of Erik's village and environments was shot in Norway, while the High Brazil sequence was filmed in Malta. Artwork was made by Tolkien artist Alan Lee. The production by the Monty Python Company. Prominent features received financial backing from Swedish Svensk Film Industry, which contributed to the film having its premiere in Sweden on the 1st of September 1989, followed by the US on the 22nd of September, and the UK on the 29th of September. On cinema it had a running time of 107 minutes, but unhappy with the film's slow pacing, Jones cut it down to 89 minutes for the VHS release the following year. In 2006, Jones was given the opportunity of re-editing the film for its DVD release. He delegated the actual editing work to his son Bill, who produced a 75-minute director's son's cut, with reordered scenes and much tighter pacing, as well as a completely remixed and redubbed soundtrack. Terry Jones considered this highly appropriate as the original book was written for Bill. On the 26th of May 2015, the original 107-minute theatrical version was released on Blu-ray by Olive Films. History and lore. The names of numerous figures from different periods of Norse history and lore are used for characters in the movie, including Frey, Loki, Halfdan the Black, Ivar the Boneless, Thorfinn Skullsplitter, Leif the Lucky, and Maud Fiddle. Reception. Erik the Viking currently holds a 47% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.